to Kidmissing TV. Today we're going to talk about the case of Deborah Spickler. Now, if you follow my videos, you know that I've talked about Deborah in my Mystery in Connecticut video, and I will link that up here so that you can check that out. Deborah disappeared on July 24th, 1968 from Vernon, Connecticut, where she was visiting her aunt. She was from Mystic. And she had written a letter to her mom, which arrived the day she disappeared. Just how the post office worked. You know, people put more into it, and it was just the post office, you know? She was last seen walking to a park where they had a swimming pool with her cousin, who was a little bit older than her. Deborah was 13. Her cousin was, I believe, 18. There are conflicting stories about whether her cousin went back to get towels, or whether there were a couple of things. Either her cousin wasn't actually with her, and she went looking, she went to meet her cousin, or another story was her and her cousin went to meet some friends and got separated as they both went to look for different people, or for the same person in different directions. So there are several stories. I know that sounds confusing, and I apologize, but that is, the story, unfortunately. There were other cases in that area of Connecticut during that time period, ranging from about, 66, 67, all the way up to 74, 75. Now, as I've said in my other videos, and in talking to Janice Pocket's sister on my podcast, I am quite familiar with the general area of Connecticut, and it's not exactly a city at all. It's a quite small town, almost rural area. It's been a long time since I've been there, and I haven't been to Vernon very much, just a little bit. I'm more familiar with East Windsor, but they're similar towns. So, as I said, which story is the right story? We don't know. Many believe, again, that her case is connected to Lisa Joy White, Janice Pocket, again, both from Vernon. Interestingly, there was another girl who was a cheerleader with Lisa Joy White, and if you remember, please put her name in the comments, because I can't remember her name. And you could see them in pictures together. Who, I don't remember if she disappeared or she was murdered in that same time period, which is really weird. Excuse me. Now, one of the suspects in this case is a child molester named Charles Pierce. He was also a child killer. He admitted as much. Also, another child killer, serial killer actually, out of Connecticut, Harold Meade, M-E-A-D-E, is another possible suspect, although I have to say this guy was your ultimate coward, because he killed handicapped individuals, at least 3 that we know of. Could you be any more cowardly than to kill a defenseless, handicapped person? It's bad enough when you go after a child or a young teen. But a disabled person? Really, dude? I don't believe in the death penalty, but dude, you belong under the jail. My opinion. But if you know anything about Deborah's case, and I know her family is still looking for her, you can call the Vernon Police Department at 1-860-872-9126. That's 860-872-9126. Thank you so much. Next time, we'll be talking about a John Doe called Bibb County John Doe. John Doe was not murdered, but he's still just a child. But to me, anyone who's missing or not identified deserves their name back. I will see you next time. Goodbye. God bless.